Have you ever wondered what enables one person to achieve more than most other people that you know? Or have you ever wondered what separates the rich from the poor, the haves from the have-nots? Well, welcome to 5 Habits of High Achievers, Part 1, which will answer some of those questions. I've wondered the answer to those questions since I was probably a teenager. And it became my lifelong goal to study and work with some of the most successful people I could find, to read books, read a book a month, to turn my car into University on Wheels, now listen to podcasts, whatever I can, to find out what separates them. How can I learn? And I really how can I learn and keep learning, even at my age? I adopted many years ago John Cougar Mellencamp's approach to being on a lifelong self-improvement course. Well, what I'm going to share with you today is arguably probably the most important thing that you can do, really habit you can form, that can change your life in an entirely different trajectory, definitely to achieve many more goals than you ever have in the past. And it's a lot of them, it's pretty much a chronological sequence that I'll present them in. But this is actually, I many times call it the fifth habit, the last habit, but it's really the first one. And the first habit will set the stage, and here it is. The first habit is to accept responsibility for your actions and your outcomes. It may sound like a trivial thing, but to really buy into it personally, not just intellectually, but emotionally. This is a habit that I frankly learned the hard way. Many of you know that I took a kind of a crazy trip years ago to 50 capitals in 50 days, which I have demonstrated behind me. And it was here I had everything set. I hired a trainer ahead of time. I bought a car. I hired a mechanic. Prepared for 3 months. I thought I even practiced what happened inside 4 capitals before I left. But it wasn't until middle of the first week when I realized that if I was behind a day or day and a half, that if I just clean up my act, I was going to fail. And it was up in the Northeast, as a matter of fact, here up the Northeast. I realized that you know what? If I don't start changing my behavior, I'm going to fail. I start practicing what I've been preaching for many years, and it comes down to these five things, these 5 habits. And the first one really was to take personal responsibility, because the day you take responsibility, which is really an American ideal, is the day you take control of your life. And you're no longer a victim. And we all have 2 choices: to be a puppet or a puppeteer, whether we admit it or not, whether we want to admit it or not. And I'm not the first one to talk about this. Certainly, Stephen Covey, in more recent years, was famous for saying that, he said, what is the one thing that really separates one from the other? He said that as humans, our tendency is to play the victim, blaming outside forces for your problems. But in reality, we are not victims. We're agents. We are the creative forces of our lives, and we are free to choose. And many years ago, 100 years ago, I think it was, and As a Man Thinketh, this book literally changed my niece's life when she read this. It was on page 14. James Allen wrote, "Of all the beautiful truths pertaining to the soul, which have been restored and brought to light in this age, none is more gladdening or fruitful of divine promise and confidence than this, that man is the master of thought, the molder of character, and the maker and shaper of condition, environment, and destiny." I mean, just to think about that and to take responsibility for your life and your actions, your outcomes, puts you in control, as did my niece and many other people that I know. Well, but I want to share that with you. Certainly, that's step number 1. I'll be presenting them in chronological order, but start with that. Take it to heart, not just intellectually, but emotionally. That you are ultimately in control of your actions and your outcomes. And it would take responsibility for that. It does put you in control and really makes all goals possible. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you again next week.